All In is done. We're going to talk about everything that happened. We talk about what we think is where they're gonna go after that, all the fallout from that, and touch on a little bit on the Bash in Berlin. I screwed that up. Welcome to the Wrestling Council. Welcome to the Wrestling Council. I'm your host, Comic Book Bob. Joined as always by my good friend, Hollywood Frank.
The HW is ready to go, baby.
Yeah. You can catch us here every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, talk about all the news in wrestling. You can also follow us on social media. It's crawling below. It's also in the description as well. And All In was an interesting show. A pretty good show. I thought it was good. Perfect? No. But couple of two really good matches, man. A lot of it happened. It went down different than I expected, man. I think out of all the predictions that we made, I think I was 5 for 9. So a lot of stuff. It was weird because a lot of stuff happened kind of the way we thought it was going to happen, but then the finish was different.
Yeah.
So, but hey, sometimes different is good, man. It was hard to watch that show though, man. Good God. It's like we get kind of spoiled around here because everything happens in our time zones and everything. But man, when they go overseas.
Yeah, I was up till after because I had to work.
Yeah.
So I didn't watch it till I got home. I didn't get to bed till after 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah. You're apparently a beautiful man.
I am. Hey.
Yeah. So you know what I want? No, I like big men slapping meat.
Hollywood, also known as Fine Ass Frank.
Yes. Fine Ass Frank. That's an old joke.
Yep.
But thanks for being here, guys. We just let everybody slowly trickle in here as we go. By the way, you can also check us out on X at the Wrestling Council CO4 and on YouTube as well. So whichever you prefer. Johnny.
Hello.
What's up, man? Did you watch All In?
I didn't watch all of it, but I watched the best and the worst of it. Let's put it like that.
Okay. So we'll get into that. But 5, it was a long show, man. Like I actually forced myself to watch a little bit of the 0 hour. And man, I started it and I was like, I'm gonna go take a nap.
Get this going because the first thing I got a bitch about is the 0 hour.
Yeah, it was because your girl.
God damn it! Is that the spot? Is that the spot they're gonna do that? Really,
dude, man, I don't know, brother. What do you want me to tell you? Well, you got to think about it. That's where Saraya was, so
we
thought back with Britain later on. We've been calling for her to come back for such a long time.
We thought she'd be back.
Yep.
At All In, she was, but not the way we thought she would.
Yeah, not where we thought she was going to be. But
get wet part. God damn it.
Before we get going here, let's go ahead and check in with the chat real quick. Maldacito was first. Said, "Sup, people? What's up, Maldacito?
Sup?
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 Hello.
What's up?
What's up? And next up, we had Hollywood talking, and then Big Daddy was like, hey, yo, Big Daddy. How you doing, sir?
Hey, yo.
Hard times don't last, but bad guys do. Big Daddy was doing a lot of really good commentary about All In. I'll go check him out. Checking out his channel. Learn from the learning tree. He was the learning tree before Chris Jericho. So just on that shit. Malacito, what's up, brother? Appreciate you being here, man. And 5 hours. It was a long show, man. It's a long show. But some really good stuff came out of it. So I can't complain too much. Can't complain too much. What do you think was the match?
The match of the night?
Yeah.
Probably the main event. Swerve versus Bryan Danielson.
Yeah, I think that match probably had. That was so good, man. Yeah, it was a solid show. I don't think it was a perfect show by any stretch of the imagination. There's a couple of things, like I said, we'll get into it as we're talking here. But man, that Ospreay MJF match and that Swerve Danielson match, goddamn, man, that was worth the price of admission to me.
Even the Tony Storm Mariah May match was really good.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you what, storytelling wise, that was probably the best match of the entire show. Really, you really think about it, because a lot of people are talking we talk about this all the time, that AEW doesn't necessarily do storytelling particularly great right these days, but the Danielson Swerve match was one of those matches where you could tell that you were telling the story in the ring. You know what I mean? So, and there were so many little callbacks and little tidbits in that match that just accentuated everything, man. Oh yeah, I agree, Big Daddy. Danielson, Swerve, Ospreay, MJF, both were 4-star plus matches. I would say Ospreay, MJF was a 4-star plus, but just for the emotion of it, Swerve Danielson to me was a 5-star match. It was great. It was fantastic. But I'm bearing the lead here. Before we get into that, let's go ahead and get into our favorite segment, a little something we call The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
It's that man's turn.
Yep. The good, like I said, Ospreay, MJF, Danielson, Swerve, Tony Storm, Mariah May. Those 3 matches, I really feel like those, like we say, sometimes a 50-50 card can be pushed over the top by like 1 or 2 just really, amazing, fantastic banger matches. That's pretty much what happened here. There were some decent matches. There were some but those 3 matches, I think, really set the tone for the show. And the crowd as well, man. The crowd was into it. My God. And that entrance by Ospreay to Assassin's Creed with audio, with the original character from Assassin's Creed. They got the voice actor to do that. That was badass, man. But my good. Those 3 matches were, fantastic. Like I said, those were worth the price of admission to me. The bad.
There we go.
Jericho versus Hook. Now, let me make this very clear. I am a Chris Jericho fan. I like Chris Jericho. Even though he's lost a couple steps, he's one of the best. He's one of the best at reinventing himself. The guy knows how to tell a good story in the ring. And even though I don't, this learning tree gimmick, man, is just not it for me. To me, it's go away heat. They talk about he's getting heat every week. Yeah, but it's go away heat.
You think the people calling for him to retire don't want to see him anymore? Who would have thought?
And you picked him to win this match.
I did. This is another one that, like I said, Jericho doesn't like losing on pay-per-views. So I picked him to lose this match. But dude, the storytelling in this match was just bad. And like I said, the learning tree gimmick, man, just it ain't there.
Guess what?
Yeah, I know. That's the other thing, and they're continuing it. I don't understand. It's like the match is over. It's done. Why are we continuing this BS? let's move on.
8-man tag tomorrow, folks. The Learning Tree and Roddy
God.
Strong versus the Conglomeration and Hook. And
here's the thing. I like Hook. I think the kid's got a good future. He's 140 pounds. Okay. Someone actually coined this. Someone actually mentioned this. They were talking about Sid. Unfortunately he passed away. But professional wrestling is a size business. Okay. There is, and Tony Khan, this is another thing. This is where I talk about how Tony Khan doesn't know how to book big men. There is no goddamn way a 140-pound dude should be beating a 275-pound, 6'10" monster like Big Bill on a regular basis. And it happens all the time. It's him, it's guys like Hook, it's guys like Orange Cassidy beating guys. There's no way. Tony Khan's got some of the best big men in professional wrestling in AEW. You got Big Bill, Brian Cage, Brody King, Keith Lee, although Keith Lee's, he's got a lot of health problems right now. Lance Archer, Miro, Will Hobbs, Samoa freaking Joe.
Well, Miro just got back to the States now. He's been in Bulgaria for a while.
Yeah, he was in Europe for a while, but he's back now. But you got all those big men, and they consistently lose to guys half their size. Now, if you're going to do a giant killer kind of storyline, okay, fine. Look, Tony Khan needs to look at the way WWE booked guys like Rey Mysterio. Okay, 8 times out of 10, when Rey would go up against a monster like freaking The Undertaker or Big Show, he'd lose. Like something would happen, he'd either lose, he'd get counted out, something would happen, and then at the big pay-per-view, like there would be like that big moment where he found, like it was David and Goliath, right? Tony Khan books exactly the opposite of that. The little dude beats the big guy 90% of the time, which doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Well, funny you should say that, because the rumor I read was that Tony Khan was interested in putting the world title on Darby Allin.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. I will say this, though. At least with Darby, it's a little bit more believable because Darby wrestles like a freaking psychopath. He wrestles like reckless abandon. Like he uses his body as a weapon.
Okay.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Yeah, Hook's he's taller than his dad because Taz is only what, 5'10"? Something like that.
No, Taz is not 5'10". No,
he's a shorter dude. Yeah,
like
he's like
5'6", 5'7".
I don't think he's 5'6". I think he's at least like 5'8", somewhere around there. He's not quite that short, but he weighs 215 pounds. He's a fire plug. Okay, Hook. And here's the thing: if Hook was like wrestling like a faster guy, like he was using his speed, using his agility, that'd be okay. He's not. He's manhandling people.
5'9", 240.
He's 140. He's 140 pounds. Yeah, 5'9", 240. Yeah, he's a fire plug. That's what Taz was. He was a freaking fire plug. Hook needs to put on like 50 pounds of muscle, like before he should be doing this kind of shit to guys. Yeah, that was the best part of that. Basically the best part of that whole match was when Taz finally like had enough and he put the Taz mission on, and they were doing dual Taz missions. That was awesome. Yeah. I liked that. That was cool. Yeah, Big Bill is persona non grata. Yeah, he's one of the best big men in working in the business today, and they treat him like this, dude. And and the crowd let them know that they weren't buying this crap. The crowd were booing that match on Collision where it was Hook versus Big Bill. They were booing Hook, and they were cheering Big Bill. Which I still hate that name. They should just call him Bill Morrissey, or call him Big Bill Morrissey, or something like that. But yeah, this match just drove me freaking crazy. Jack Perry versus Darby Allin was not a particularly great match. I'm not all that sold on Jack Perry. A big part of the reason why the match was not great, though, was because due to time constraints, they were forced to cut 4 or 5 minutes off the match.
You know what killed that match for me?
What's that?
They gave the idiot a new belt, like pretty much the week before, so we knew he was gonna win.
Oh, Jack Perry. Yeah, we picked Jack Perry to retain in this anyway.
They gave him a new belt the week before the match. But
he made a new belt. He made his own belt, and I'm like, yeah, bullshit.
Oh, who cares?
But yeah, and I'm over the whole thing with Jack Perry. I mean, I'm glad that he broke away from the Jungle Boy persona. He needed to do that. I'm just not particularly interested in his run as the TNT champion. And like I said, this match was very truncated, so it wasn't great for me. But and yeah, that was pretty much the bad for me in this whole thing. It was like, what the hell are we doing? Really? Seriously? Come on, guys. The obvious news, Sid Udy, aka Sid Vicious, dies at 63 after a battle with cancer. We were just talking before the show about the first time I saw Sid Vicious was when he was part of the Skyscrapers with
Dan
Spivey, and then after that he left to he joined the Horsemen for a moment, and then he went to WWE, and then they booked him as a babyface. And it was kind of the typical thing, like the new babyface would come in, Hogan would befriend him, and then 4 or 5 months later they would turn on Hogan, and there's Hogan's next big feud. And the thing about Sid, though, man, is that, dude, nobody looked like him.
No,
nobody. He had such a unique look to him, and I really thought he was going to end up being like a very, very big deal. But situations happened. I know that after he went to WWE, a few months after he got there, he was injured. He was on the shelf for a couple months, and during that time is when Flair showed up, and all the attention shifted to Flair.
Yep.
And but Sid it was part of his contract that it was going to be him and Hogan at that next year's WrestleMania. So even though all the eyes were on Flair, as soon as Sid came back, that whole thing happened. And then almost immediately after that, he was gone. He was literally like gone within a week. So, but rest in peace to Sid Vicious, and thoughts and prayers to his family. So one last thing. So on the ugly, this is kind of freaking humorous. Does anybody here know who Machine Gun Kelly is?
Oh, not again.
Yeah. This idiot. So Machine Gun Kelly is this goofball friggin' Eminem wannabe. And he was at this last SummerSlam hooked up with Logan Paul. Apparently he went on Impulsive because he's a friend of Logan Paul. Imagine that. And basically he started telling this bullshit story that he said he heard that Randy Orton was talking crap about him about his back. And then during that weekend, he went up and confronted Randy Orton and was like, "F you, man." And I'm like, "Yeah, sure you did. Sure you did. Okay, dude. If that actually happened, do you imagine how hard Randy was laughing in his face? Randy Orton would murder that little punk.
Can he? I'd pay to see that.
Yeah, so would I. Yeah, throw Logan Paul in there too, man. But I saw that and I was just like, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Is there anybody on this planet that believes that garbage? And then I thought about like how the world is, and I was like, yeah, there probably is. But I had to throw that in there. I saw that before he came on. And I was like, that's just ridiculous. Randy Orton would break that little twig in half. But that's my GBU. Frank, what do you got?
I concur with you. Condolences to Sid and his family on his loss. Great guy outside the ring, very personable, love the fans, and just heartbreaking to see that. Last couple weeks we were talking about it, Rob and I, before we came on. Kevin Sullivan, Nonoai, and now Sid. It's just the last couple weeks, there's just some great people, and He had that mean persona, but he was Sid was a teddy bear outside the ring. So yeah, he'd definitely be missed. And I know I saw pictures of Big Daddy with him on Facebook. So
that was cool.
And then seeing him when he snapped his leg at Sin when he was in WCW, that was just.
That's one of the worst. That was one of the worst injuries I'd ever seen. Is when they showed him breaking his leg like that. I was just like, oh God. That's one of those things I told him, was like, yeah, wrestling's fake. Yeah, you can't fake gravity, kids. If you're near 300 pounds, don't be jumping off the second. Don't be jumping off the second turnbuckle. Probably not a good idea.
Yeah, but my good, just like you, All In. Just the last match, the final countdown.
Oh my God, dude!
Oh my,
dude! When he came out,
the crowd was so.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
Yeah, and full marks to the crowd, man. They were into it. And they let him know that they were 110% behind him, man. And you could tell dude, he came out and he had the biggest smile on his face.
Yeah.
It was something else, man.
I thought it would flip, but when it stayed at the final countdown, I was even more jacked up.
Yeah.
But great match, well deserved by Bryan Danielson. I know he didn't want to ever be champion, what I was reading, and he wanted to help put the younger guys over, but we'll see where this goes.
And the thing too is like the way that, and Swerve lost, but the way that match went down, if you don't think that raised Swerve Strickland's stock, you're out of your freaking mind, man. He just re-signed. I think he's signed now through 2028.
Yep, and one of the highest paid wrestlers at AEW.
Yeah, and is now like, so anybody that, all the people that were saying, oh, he should have stayed in WWE, shut up. that dude, and this is not the last time he's going to be touching that gold.
No.
He's cemented at this point. Him, Ospreay, MJF, and maybe one or two other guys are going to be very soon. They're going to be the nucleus around that company. So,
but that was great. Like I said, the pay-per-view overall, I'd give it a solid B.
Yep.
But that match, Will Ospreay versus MJF as a new international champion, like he did not want that U.S. title at all. Refused to take it.
Well, and again, like the crowd, man, good God, that crowd was so into that match, and they were so into him. It was like, he had to be on cloud 9, man.
Yeah, and you have Daniel Garcia coming out.
Yep,
helping in that match now.
I
what
dug
his
that.
status is with AEW, who knows? Hopefully they can re-sign him and keep him there.
Yeah. I like him. I think he's got good upside.
I could go either way with Ricky Starks if he stays or goes. I'd like to see Ricky Stark get an opportunity, but if he's not going to be featured, then let him go to WWE.
Ricky's one of those guys I think would do really well in WWE. So I think he'll do well wherever he goes, but I think he's kind of tailor. He's one of those guys that his personality and whatnot, he's kind of tailor-made for that flashy, that more flashy show kind of thing.
I just like to see him whenever, because the man is in hiding.
Yeah.
It's like witness protection or something. God damn. It's so long.
All right, brother. What's your bad?
My bad is I know I was reading he was supposed to win a gauntlet match, casino gauntlet match, something earlier. But I was so excited to see Hangman, Ricochet, Zack Sabre Jr. out there.
Yeah, dude, I popped like a mark.
Nigel McGuinness.
Dude, I popped like a mark when he showed up too. I was like, holy shit, that's awesome.
And the way it went down with the trios title, I thought, maybe we'll see the turn by Luchasaurus, Kill Switch, we're going to call him. Nope. Christian Cage wins the casino gauntlet match. Really?
I like. I thought about it at the beginning. I was like, why wasn't it Hangman? You know, why the hell wasn't it Hangman? But after thinking about it, I don't so much have a problem with Christian Cage sneaking. Like he's the number 2 heel in the company. I don't have a problem with him sneaking in and stealing the win. But are we really going to drag this thing with him and Luchasaurus out even longer?
Yep.
It's like, my God, it's been going on for it's going on the whole year. How long are we going to drag this thing on, man? I'm tired of it.
If you count the whole Jungle Boy, I think it's been longer than that.
Yeah,
it's been a while, dude. But
long
I'm like,
time.
But the way he when he started disrespecting him, that started towards the beginning of this year. And I'm like, it's August. It's almost September.
Yeah.
Pull the trigger on this crap.
Yeah, I know it's part of storytelling, but having Luchasaurus, no, or don't grab the trios titles. I got to be the one to grab them.
No, well, see, I didn't have a problem with that because that's the narcissist in it.
Right. But the way you thought, okay, he's making him angry, and then when they call him Luchasaurus, they even put Luchasaurus on the screen when he came down the gauntlet. I thought, okay, maybe he's coming down, he's going to lay out Christian, but nope.
And that's why I thought that when that was going to happen, that he was going to be like, "Oh yeah, I'll help you win," and then he was going to kill him.
Yeah,
that's what I thought was going to happen. And then when it didn't, I was like, "Oh, geez." But I don't have a problem with Christian winning. I have a problem with them continuing this storyline because I know that one of the things that Bryan Danielson said is that he wanted to work with Christian. So I think that's why they did that. I just think they could have done it better.
Yeah. And then my ugly, it got cut for time restraint, thank God. But I did not care for the coffin match at all.
I didn't either.
At all.
And like I said, I'm happy that Jack Perry broke away from the Jungle Boy gimmick thing and everything. But man, really.
This new Elite storyline is the biggest misfiring in recent memory.
The biggest misfire in what?
Recent memory.
Oh, with Jack Perry?
With Jack Perry, the Young Bucks, everybody in Okada, everybody.
Man,
involved.
yeah, we'll talk about it more when we talk about each of the matches as we go through it, man. But God damn it.
I just did not like. I'm glad it was over quickly because I could care less about that match. I knew Jack Perry was going to win. Because of how new that title is to him.
Yeah,
and I could care less. And the fact that they're thinking about putting Darby Allin with Bryan Danielson at Grand Slam in September.
Yeah, I'm not down with that.
No.
Mal said if Ricky goes to WWE, he will feud with LA Knight to see who gets to use the Rock's gimmick till he shows up and shows them how it's done like last time. Yeah. I like Ricky Starks, man. I think he's got good upside. I want to know. I know what means they need to bring back Baltimore. I don't.
Baltimore, Jungle Boy song.
Oh, ugh. Dude, I didn't like that when he was Jungle Boy. Dude, I couldn't stand that crap. But all right,
well, that's my GBU. What do you got, Johnny?
You got anything, Johnny?
Let's go on. We have some women's matches to complain about, some men's matches to complain about, and I'm a hater, so let's move on.
Yeah. All right, let's go.
All right, so AEW All In London.
Got to talk about 0 Hour so Johnny can get his.
God, do we really have to talk about 0 Hour?
I can run through it, but Johnny's got to get his. Got to get his push in, man.
I guess the rumors of Britt and Jamie being on the outs must be true, because what other reason would you have for her to come back on her home country in the 0 Hour? Why? Again, because no
What do you
one
want me
cares
to tell
about
you, man?
Saraya. No one cares about Saraya anymore.
I think she's on her way. I think Saraya's done.
Dead at 4 o'clock. No one cares. Jamie deserves better, man. Come on.
Yep.
I mean, I like I said, we thought that she was going to show back up during the Britt Mercedes match or the Tony Mariah May match. I thought she would feature a little bit bigger in that. Yeah, it felt weird, but at the same time, I was like, well, they are the ones that put her on the shelf and took her title away from her. So, was it again? It's kind of like the whole thing with Christian. Was it the best way to book it? Probably not. Was it does it make sense? Yeah. So, I mean, it is what it is. I'm just glad she's back. I think they need her. And especially going forward, man, like her versus Mariah May would be a great match. What happened? Willow Nightingale, and I did catch that. That's the one that I did catch was Willow Nightingale and Tomohiro Ishii versus Chris Statler and Stokely Hathaway. The match that didn't make any damn sense. There was no freaking reason for it to exist, but it did. Pretty much went exactly the way you would think. I love Tomohiro Ishii. He's probably like, I'm just glad to be picking up this American paycheck. But yeah, this is the match that was a match that didn't matter. I will say this: one thing I did like about the other match, which was Dustin Rhodes, Sammy Guevara, Katsuyori Shibata, and the Von Erichs versus Brian Cage, Khan Toaloa, Matt Taven, and Mike Bennett. How cool was it to see Dustin Rhodes, Katsuyori Shibata, and the Von Erichs on stage together, walking into freaking Wembley in front of 55,000 people. Two legendary families. Dude, how badass. If Cody was still there, holy crap, dude. How awesome would that be, man? And to see Kevin walk his boys down like that was so badass. I love that. That was awesome. That was awesome. I love that. And I'm hoping to God that Tony Khan has a rush of brains at the head and he really signs them to a permanent deal. And because the word is that they're close to signing up a deal with AEW. Dude, get them in there, put some emphasis back on the friggin' tag division, and you got the best tag team division in all of wrestling. You've got such a pedigree there right now. Why are you not like building this around these guys? It's ridiculous. The match itself was but that was 0 hour. I'm trying to remember what order the matches were in because I know the way I've gotten it written down was wrong. Was it the Casino Gauntlet match next?
Or
was it? Yeah, it was the Casino Gauntlet match, right?
The start off.
It was the trios. It was the trios match.
Yes,
it was the London Ladder match, the trios match.
Yes, it wasn't Casino because they had to have the Christian Cage lose before he came down.
Right. I really thought that House of Black was going to win this, either House of Black or the or Bullet Club Gold. Kind of surprised, but I kind of like the fact that BCC and PAC won. They're teasing that PAC is now going to become a part of the BCC.
He was down at the end.
Yeah, he was with them at the end. That's what I said. So, yeah, the match numbers were first, second, third, so on and so on. Yeah. But I like that PAC, they're doing something with PAC. And if Bryan Danielson is going to become a part-time guy, which it sounds like he's going to, even though he's going to be the champion, that's fine. Bringing PAC in there does kind of lend, a little more legitimacy to them calling themselves the BCC. So I ain't mad at that, but it was a crazy. I mean, it was matches like that are always like crazy spot fests.
I could care less about Mrs. Wayne getting in the ring though.
That was dumb. No, like again, matches like that, they're always kind of dumb. They don't make a whole lot of sense. Like I said, they're basically spot fests. They're there to just give people a chance to kind of go in there and do their thing. But I'm not mad at that at the conclusion of that. I definitely want them to start doing more with the House of Black, though. I think House of them and the Bullet Club, they need to start doing more stuff with those guys. Was really shocked that we didn't get Jay White. I thought I thought he would be one of the guys that came back, but I mean, this match. I'd give it like a 2.5 stars, 2.5 stars. It was okay. It wasn't great. It was pretty much exactly what I expected it to be.
Yeah.
Next match was the FTW Championship, right?
No, the Timeless Tony Storm versus Mariah May.
That's right. That was weird to me. That's one thing that was weird to me. I was like, why are you putting the women's title match on before the TBS title match?
Because they think Mercedes is a bigger name.
Yeah.
I understand that, but it's your world title.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's the right decision, but that's why they did it.
Right. Yeah. It's, to me, that was
you're paying Mercedes all that money. She needs to be closer to the end.
But Timeless Tony Storm versus Mariah May. This is another one that we got right. Storytelling this was freaking awesome, dude. It was so good, and it's exactly what we thought it was going to be. I think I think it was the right decision. I think Tony's done as much with the title right now as she possibly can. I think Mariah May's star is on the rise, and they've got a lot of people in line to do some good matches with her. So this was like a 2.5, 3-star match. I'd say it was like a 3-star match with the storytelling.
Yeah, Mariah May slapping her mother.
That was weird, dude. That was like, what the hell, dude? And I'll tell you what, man, like I've never been a big fan of Luther. This is probably the best work he's ever done, and it's just him. And he's not even wrestling; it's just him as a character. So, but it was an okay match.
Some nice blood.
Yeah, but the storytelling, man, 5-star.
Yeah,
the storytelling was great.
Where do you go from here with Toni Storm? Do you keep her timeless, or are you switching her?
Well, that's the gimmick, man. She's always going to be the drama queen. I'm not sure who she would be feuding with next. Maybe with Shida or someone like that.
Right, but to keep the black and white thing going with her, or do you?
Yeah, sure. Why not? The character work she's doing is great.
Yeah.
Why change it? It works. So keep it going. In my opinion.
And I was happy to see Mariah May come out victorious. I mean, well deserved.
Yeah, and I think that I think it's good for the women's division as well. Obviously Toni started her run as a heel. She became the face. I'm an old school guy. The face should always chase the heel, and this opens up the field for some other people to come in here and start getting shots at that title. Do some more storytelling.
Maybe Johnny's girl or Jamie Hayter will get involved.
She's got to be in there somewhere because they took the belt off her. They didn't take the belt off her because they needed to. They took it off her because she was hurt. So but that was a good match. Next match was
FTW.
It was FTW match. Not particularly great. Like I said,
you're being way too kind to this.
The problem is, again, like I said, this gimmick of I'm the learning tree.
You're annoying. That's what you are.
It's freaking annoying, man. It's like I said, this is like Shane McMahon level go away heat. And I know that they're saying that as far as the numbers are concerned, that it's one that whenever the Jericho's on, it's one of the most watched segments of Dynamite.
That's actually not true.
Listen to the crowd.
That's just factually not true.
Yeah,
I watch the breakdown of the ratings every week. That's just not true.
But this crowd, man, they were like, we're so done with this, man. Jericho needs to transition. He transition into something else. I was ready for this to be over. I was really shocked that he did the job, though. He took the pin.
He did.
I loved but I did like I said, the best part of the whole thing was when Taz finally stepped up, was like he was done. I'm putting an end to this, and dual Taz missions, man. So it's a feel good moment.
He didn't take the pin; he tapped out.
Well, yeah, that, you know what I mean. He took the L.
Took the L, yeah.
I really don't like what they're doing with Big Bill and what's his name? Brian Keith.
Yeah.
I really think they missed a golden opportunity with that dude, like to turn him into a legit bounty hunter and be like a weapon that Jericho like could like loan to people. It's like, oh, you want to put a contract out on somebody? Here's my guy. I don't know why they didn't do that. It would have been much better than have them basically kissing Jericho's ass every damn week.
Come on. It's easy to fix Big Bill. Just bring in Enzo Amore.
Oh, God. No. No.
You know
Definitely freaking
no. Go ahead.
I'll take Enzo over Jericho at this point.
Ugh. I don't know about that, dude.
Bring in Enzo Amore. Have Enzo, Big Bill, and what's his name? Brian Keith going up against the Trios champion. Pac would just lose it.
Oh, Pac, and just have Pac murder him?
Lose his shit.
Dude.
He saw Enzo.
Okay, you know what? You've convinced me. I'd be down for that. Yeah, bring Enzo in for 1 week. Put the three of them together, and then just have Pac, like, not even like in a wrestling match, just have him come down with a baseball bat and just bash his head in or something and just kill him. Like, get out of my company. Screw basically just do exactly what happened in WWF and WWE. Just have him murder him. But yeah, it's and like I said, I was praying to God that this thing would be over. It's not. I don't know what they're going to do here, but wasn't great. In my opinion, this was probably the lowest point of the entire show. Tag team match.
Yep.
FTR versus Young Bucks versus the Acclaimed. All right, look. I still think the Young Bucks are the best tag team in the world.
The Young
you
Bucks?
do?
I mean, not the Young Bucks.
Do?
FTR.
Holy crap.
I was about to leave.
No,
Yes,
I still think
like, what the hell, Rob?
I still think the FTR is the best tag team in the world. They are not being used well right now. And as far as the Acclaimed are better the way that they are right now. I just can't get behind that team, man. The gimmick is stupid. They need to break up with Billy Gunn. They need to do a series, a feud with the Guns again, and Billy Gunn needs to turn on them and go back with his boys. They need to do some serious rehabbing with the Acclaimed. And for the love of God, why did you keep the belts on the Bucks?
I don't know.
I mean, unless bringing in the grizzled young veterans at the end like that means that they're bringing them in to take out the Bucks. Okay, then I guess. But right now, the Bucks, just like Jericho, man, the Bucks right now, they just have go away heat.
They do.
They're not doing anything for those belts. The tag team division is stagnated because of everything that's going on. Like I said, they've got AEW when they first came out, when they first debuted. Tag team wrestling was one of their top priorities, And they legit put together the best tag team division in professional wrestling at the time, in my opinion. Unfortunately, we lost Jay Briscoe, so we lost the Briscoes. Still, you know, you look at the tag team division in AEW, and they're fantastic, and it's legit the best tag team division in professional wrestling. Why are they doing this? I don't understand it. The only thing I can think of is that they're Tony Khan's boys. That's it. Yep. You know, and I get you're supposed to hate them. You're supposed to hate the fact that they're basically not defending their belts. You're supposed to hate that, but it doesn't make any sense because the whole storyline thing where they took out Tony Khan lasted all of 2 weeks. Why isn't he out here saying, no, you guys can't do this. You have to defend these belts or I'm going to strip them from you. You know, why are we not doing this? You know, and you've got, like I said, you've got the Grizzly Young veterans coming in. You had a chance at the Motor City Machine Guns. You got the Von Erichs, you know, Dustin's nephews, a super young tag team that's coming up. You know, you've got legit the best tag team division in professional wrestling, and you're not doing squat with it. Doesn't make any sense. You're about to lose the Lucha Brothers, which Death Triangle were actually originally the ones who were supposed to win the trios.
Yep.
But that got changed. So this match, overall, it was a good match, but the ending of it just soured everything for me. Because it's so now we're going to get a couple more months of the same, unless they do something at All Out to turn this thing around, man. I would legit have the Von Erichs just show up and challenge the Bucks and let them a completely fresh face team let them win the friggin' titles. I'm down. I'm ready for that. Just get them off the Bucks.
Yeah, because they can see him for if they're there at All Out.
Yeah,
then fine. Then if they're still the champions, you're not going to see him for a couple months.
Yeah, they're just going to disappear again, and it's going to drive me freaking nuts.
Next was the gauntlet match,
the Casino Gauntlet match, and this one. What did you think about it?
I was excited with seeing Okada out there, then Nigel, then Zack Sabre and Ricochet. I mean, some great, like, wow.
Yeah.
And I thought Okada looked great. You know, Nigel hasn't been in the ring a whole lot. Ricochet, great job. But
dude,
again, let down by the end.
Dude, like I know that some people are like they're not on board with Okada's kind of his heelish new character and everything like that. I love it.
Some people. You do? Damn.
Dude, I like him being a heel. Now, because I think the reason why people are not happy with him being a heel is because he's playing second fiddle to the Bucks. And that's not great. So if he was just being a heel by himself, I think that'd be fine. When he did, but and him doing the kind of the goofy stuff, I'm not a fan of that. I love when he's being serious and he's like, I'm ready for him versus Hangman. Let me have it. Let's go. But if he were being more of a serious heel, the way he's trolling people, the way he trolls the crowd, I'm 1,000% behind it. It's awesome. I love it. I just don't love the association right now with him and the Bucks. Scarlett's making some predictions for Bash at Berlin. Randy Orton, 15-time world champion soon. I don't think so. I think it's going to be the exact opposite. I think Gunther's going to absolutely freaking murder him.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be super. They're going to do that on purpose. It's going to be super decisive.
Well, we'll get into that with our predictions here soon.
We're almost done here.
Ospreay versus Pac at All Out. I'm excited to see that.
Oh, hell yeah. That'd be great. I'm 1,000. Yeah, dude, that'd be awesome. Yeah, Von Erichs has been wrestling for 13 years. Oh yeah, dude. I remember watching them in MLW 5 years ago, and I'm like, why hasn't somebody signed these guys? You know, the pedigree alone is like, let's go. You know, it's kind of weird, you know. But like I said, I'm ready for them to rebuild this tag team division and have them be one of the premier teams in it. So 1,000%, let's go. And like I said, the finish of this whole thing, like I said, the coolest surprises, Nigel McGuinness showing up, because I love Nigel McGuinness, man. And the level of shit talking he's been doing about Bryan Danielson, I get the feeling that they're going to end up meeting again.
I hope so.
That would be, yeah. I as long as they're physically capable of doing it, I'm down for it. I was not expecting that. I was praying that maybe somehow Zack Sabre Jr. would show up in WWE at some point. I mean, in AEW at some point, either at All Out or somewhere like that. I was not expecting him to show up this soon after the G1, but I was stoked when he showed up. I was like, that's freaking awesome. And of course, Ricochet, dude, that crowd lost their crap. They didn't even have to put his name up. As soon as that R popped up, everybody knew exactly who it was, and they lost their crap. And I was stoked about it. Some people are saying, "Oh, they're burying him already." I'm like, dude, no. I knew he wasn't going to win. But and to be honest, to have some underhanded heel basically screw everybody over is exactly, you know, probably the way it should end. I just thought it was going to be Hangman. So, but it was fun for what it was. Those battle royales like that, they're always just kind of like all over the place. But I am interested to see what happens with Christian going forward, because I do know that Bryan Danielson did say he wanted to work with him. And dude, and it makes sense. I just think they could have done it better. What was next? Darby Allin, was it TNT? Or was it the TBS?
There was Will Ospreay versus MJF.
Was it Ospreay versus MJF?
Yes, sir.
Wow. Oh, that's right. Because I remember thinking, man, I was thinking, who's left at this? Because I wouldn't want to have to follow that match. And I was like, oh my God, they're going to have to follow this match. That's going to suck. But yeah, Ospreay versus MJF, dude, I don't care what anybody says. MJF is the best heel in the business right now. And somebody's like, what about Solo Sikoa? Dude, Solo's like, the bloodline storyline is the best storyline in professional wrestling. Solo is not on the same level of heel as Roman was. I'm sorry, he just isn't. But MJF, in my personal opinion, he's the best heel in the business today. And he was trolling this crowd like, my God, man. Like they were loving to hate this dude. But that entrance by Ospreay, that set the tone, man.
Yes,
and
it did.
I love the fact that MJF kept trying to beat him with his own moves. I thought that was a really cool little story element in there. And obviously we all knew that he was going to beat him with the Tiger Driver.
Yep.
And I was surprised. I actually thought MJF was going to retain here. I thought somebody was going to come in and screw Ospreay in some way, shape, or form. Like a Wardlow was going to show up or something like that. And that MJF was going to keep the title, because I thought this was their way of transitioning Ospreay into the world title scene. But clearly, but thinking about it, I like the fact that they're putting a lot of emphasis on the international title. They're making that title matter.
Yeah.
And at this point, I don't think there's any argument to be made. It is the number 2 belt. TNT title might as well be I think the TNT title is the TV title at this point.
It should be.
Yeah, and that's what they should call it. But I thought this was, in my opinion, this was the best match of the night until the final match. What'd you think?
I loved this match, and then going back and forth. Is he going to do the Tiger Driver? Is he not? Yeah.
And then he killed him with it. He didn't just hit it; he planted him.
Yeah, and like I said, with Daniel Garcia coming out, that was awesome.
I'm glad to see that because I wanted Daniel Garcia to stay. I really wanted him to stay. Next up, we had the TBS
CEO.
Yep. Yeah. Now this match.
Is that tired? Is that stick already boring?
Yeah, I'm not particularly fond of that whole thing. I will say this: Mercedes, where she truly shines, is in the ring. And she was 100% the primary in this match. She was leading this match. Yes, now, I've been very critical of Britt for the last couple of years. I think after her that cage match that she had with Thunder Rosa back in 2022, I think she's been slowly regressing as far as her ability is concerned, because I think less and less has been called from her. But after thinking about it, and she 100% was not particularly great in this match. She was okay. She wasn't great in this match. It was clear that Mercedes was leading. It was clear that Mercedes was the primary dance partner in this match. However, thinking about the injuries that Britt came back from, and the fact that she's not been back for very long, I can't really fault her too much for this. She came back from 2 herniated discs, a couple other minor injuries, and then she also had a minor stroke.
I think that I'm not sure about.
Yeah, something
She said something like that, like at least almost a stroke.
Yeah, it was like she had some kind of a TBI or something like that. But seeing that and knowing that she came back and she's obviously got a lot of ring rust. She's not there yet. I think they pulled off a decent match. Was it great? No, but it was decent.
I did like Britt selling the back throughout the match. That was good. I mean, and then for me, her pulling at Eddie Guerrero with the belt with what's her name on the ring apron.
Yeah, it was like
pretending that she hit her with the belt and just flopping on the back when the ref turned around and throwing her out.
Yeah. And I like
Eddie
that.
Guerrero.
Yeah, and I like that because like one of the things that Mercedes has said is that Eddie Guerrero was one of her greatest influences. So that was kind of a little bit of a callback to that. I do think that Mercedes showed that she's, like I said, Mercedes has never been a great promo. Where she truly has ability is in the ring. And that's what they need to do with her more. Have her talking less. They need to bring somebody. We talked about this last week. They need to bring somebody in to write her promos for her, keep it scripted, and just let her go in the ring, and she'll be fine. The less she talks, the better. So this was a serviceable match. It was decent, and we all knew that they weren't taking that belt off Mercedes.
No.
All right, and then the last match.
No, second to last.
What was
my worst match? The coffin match.
Oh yeah, I didn't want to talk about that. we already discussed it, man. Yeah, and it wasn't even. It was what the match was only like 6 minutes, 7 minutes long.
I don't know.
That was it.
Just one thing about that. If you're going to bring Sting back for anything, why do it when the match is already over and it doesn't matter anymore?
because Sting's not going to be an in-ring. He's not going to be an in-ring guy anymore.
I'm not saying he has to have a match, but if he's gonna show up to help and hit someone at the bat, do it when it matters. Like Darby had already lost at this point. They wouldn't really set him on fire.
Well, they weren't going to take take that belt off of Jack.
No.
So, I mean, they brought Sting back exactly the same reason that they bring back the Undertaker every year. They did it for the pop. So, hey, I'm not gonna crap on it anytime that he's on.
And
what's that?
With Taker, they did it during the match. It was
yeah, they do it during the match. Sometimes they do it, after the match or before the match or whatever. But the only reason Sting showed up there was to pop the crowd.
Yeah, and I'm over this whole gasoline crap.
Dude, honestly, the whole thing with Jack Perry has been crap.
Yeah, and yeah, they poured gasoline over him. They poured gasoline over the coffin. They had the lighter. Then the lights went out. And Sting.
It's Sting!
But, my God, like, you had about 30 seconds to light
thing?
Because Sting was in no hurry to get to the ring. And the entrance ramp to the ring, like, holy cow.
Yeah. And that's the weird thing about this too, is like they cut the match down for time, but they had time for Sting to take forever to get to the ring. I honestly think that they cut the match down just so they could do that.
Click, dink, nope, there you go.
Well, I guess I'm going to prison for murder.
I guess you're not.
That's one of the things I've never understood about those angles. Like, you do realize that if this was real, you're gonna go to jail for the rest of your life because you're gonna kill somebody.
Guess you're not going to Mount Everest, Darby Allin.
God. Yeah, I'm over Jack Perry with the TNT title, and right now the TNT title is in the mud.
Rick killed a guy. You might want to lay low. Because you're probably wanted for murder.
Yeah,
come on.
It wasn't a great match.
Jack Perry killed a guy.
Yeah, it wasn't a great match. But let's get to the match that matters. The final countdown: title versus career. AEW champion Swerve Strickland versus the American Dragon Bryan Danielson. God damn, this match was freaking awesome. This match kicked a Mountain Lion's ass. This match was it was everything I wanted it to be. And I knew I said it. This is like, here's the thing. This match was the one that truly mattered more than anything else. And we got this one right. I said Tony Khan wants Bryan Danielson's fingerprints on that title.
Yep.
He wants him associated with that belt. And even if it's only going to be for a short time, it's going to happen. And sure enough, in a banger of a match that did a lot to protect Swerve Strickland. And like I said, like literally the day before, they showed that Swerve had re-signed with AEW. He's signed at least through to 2028. Got a huge pay bump. He's definitely going to be one of the guys, him along with Ospreay and MJF. They're going to be part of the nucleus of that company going forward. And couldn't be happier for the guy. But damn it, I wanted this to happen. I wanted Bryan Danielson to win that belt. And he's going to be a part-timer now. But a part-time Bryan Danielson is better than not having Bryan Danielson at all.
And now AEW has had 4 people be champion in WWE and AEW.
Yeah. Which I'm fine with that, man. I mean, look at the Monday Night Wars. That's what happened there. Guys that were former WWE champions became the top guys over there. I don't have a problem with that. Everybody comes from somewhere.
Yep.
But the fact that they can add that to Bryan Danielson's accolades, it was an awesome moment. Bryan Danielson said it was probably the biggest moment of his career. And Bryan Danielson is a wrestler's wrestler.
Yeah, and him just in the ring apologizing to his family with the blood just running down his face.
Yeah, and like I said, man, this match could not have gone any better. I know some people were talking crap about Swerve not selling that first Psycho knee. I was like, no, dude, that whole thing was basically him showing up like that was them showing how badass Sword Strickland is. And the whole thing was meant to show that Bryan Danielson was low, he was depleted, he was hurt, he was hurting. You know, the whole drama of it was, does he have enough left? And it fed into the whole thing. I marked out in this match, man. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. I marked out like a kid, and it was great. This is probably right there. This is my match of the year so far.
And I'm glad the Hangman interference was just a little like,
and it didn't figure into the final, and it didn't figure into the pin, which I'm 1,000% behind that. So
yeah, because you still got that rivalry, that unsettled feud between the two, which is going to happen probably at All Out.
I imagine it has to.
But him interfering with a little bit of Prince Nana and then get him out of there, perfect.
Yeah. And dude, and like I said, man, like the storytelling that they did in that match where Swerve was like screaming at Brie, and then Nana's like taunting them, like dancing in front of them and his kids. It was awesome. I loved it, man. And it fit. It fits who Swerve is. Swerve's not a babyface. He's a tweener. You know, he's a dude who's willing to do damn near anything to get what he wants.
Yeah. When Nana brought that ring belt out and they did the Death Valley Driver on that, damn.
Oh yeah, dude. There were so many good moments in that match. It was awesome. It was the best match of the night, and it should be. And yeah, and an unbelievable way to close out the night.
He was strictly going like this, pissing the crowd off.
It was, dude. It was
awesome.
Like I said, AEW does do storytelling. They just don't do it the way WWE does. You know, and sometimes that's good. Like this, like what they did in this match. There was a guy I was watching his stream the other day, and he's a new fan, and I love getting new fans' opinions on things. And he said, he just started watching wrestling this year, so he's super new. And he's only watched 2 AEW shows. He watched, I think he said he watched Revolution, and then this is the second AEW show that he's watching. He says he's going to start watching it from now on. And he said that this match, he said he didn't know anything about the storyline in this match, but he was so invested in this match that he's like, it didn't matter. And this is where AEW is at their best, you know? So overall, the entire pay-per-view, like I said, wasn't perfect. Three great matches. I think you got 2 4-star plus matches in Tony Storm and Mariah May and Ospreay and MJF. I think because of the storytelling and then just the drama of it, and also the in-ring work, Swerve versus Danielson, that's a 5-star match. That's up there in my opinion with match of the year. I give it a strong 7. I think All In was a strong 7 out of 10. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, B for me. The Jericho FTW, the coffin match. Those are let down. Bring the overall grade down. Yeah.
And I really hope that they do something going forward. That, like I said, they need to do something with the tag division. And honestly, if you're not going to make the FTW title a real legitimate title and turn it into like their hardcore title or something like that, just get it off the screen. Doesn't need to be there. But real quick, I did want to touch on before we go. This is the go home week for Bash in Berlin. There's 5 matches on the card so far.
That I'm not sure.
Yeah, I got them written down here. So Unholy Union, Alba Fire, and Isla Dawn. It's the women's tag team match. Nobody cares. It's Alba Fire and Isla Dawn versus Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. My hope is that this is where we get the breakup between Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, and then we get the feud between the two of them, which is what everybody freaking wanted in the first place.
Yep.
If that comes out of this, great. I don't care. Honestly, right now, the WWE women's division, women's tag team division is DOA. There's no heat on it. It's an afterthought and doesn't really matter to me. But if we get Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill out of it, great.
Yep.
Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley versus Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan. If it's me booking this, I got Mysterio and Morgan winning this.
Yeah, that's who I got.
Yeah, and honestly, and the only reason I got that is because they got to breathe some kind of life into this Judgment Day 2.0, because without Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley being a part of it, I'll be honest with you, it kind of sucks. It's Judgment Day just isn't. Dom is still he's the most over heel in the company. But as far as like having any kind of like interest in him, man, without Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley, there's not much there. I mean, I love Finn Balor, but that's how I feel. What do you think?
Yeah. I don't know, because right now it's 5-on-2, and like you have Liv and Dom in the match. Priest, JD, and Carlito are all going to be coming down the ringside.
Oh, you mean Balor and
Balor,
they're going to interfere.
Balor, JD, and Carlito are all coming down to the ring.
Yeah, and I fully expect them to interfere and all that crap. But yeah, and honestly, I don't know how long Judgment Day lasts without Priest and Rhea Ripley in it. But it's going to be what it's going to be. It should be a fun match. It ain't going to break any friggin' records, or it's not going to be any kind of like a 5-star match or anything like that, because I still don't think Dom is particularly great. Damian Priest is good. Rhea's probably the best women's wrestler in the world today. Liv's okay. It'll be all right. But I just have no interest in Judgment Day without the two of them in it. CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. Okay, dude. Did you watch Raw? Okay, I'm down for it being a strap match. I'll be honest, man. I didn't think their match was particularly great. I thought it was okay. I thought the whole thing with Punk, like, I gotta get the bracelet, I thought it was stupid. And then they come out the next week and say, it's not about the bracelet. The bracelet doesn't matter. And then on Raw yesterday, the whole time, he's trying to get the bracelet. It's like, dude, it's just stupid.
The bracelet does matter.
But I think this is going to be, like I said, this feud between them, obviously it dragged on because Punk was injured. They need to pull the trigger on it now. It needs to be over. This needs to be it. And I think that this is going to be it. And I think them having this stipulation in it is so that they can just beat the living shit out of each other.
Yeah.
So I think this is going to be the highlight of the feud.
Well, if that's the case, then CM Punk's winning and get his bracelet back.
Yeah. He'll win. I think that that's where they move on from here. And I hope so too, because, and like I said, man, the last time Punk was in a strap match, it was pretty damn awesome. Gunther versus Randy Orton. I think Gunther is going to freaking murder him.
Yep.
I think I love the build up to it. I think his Randy and Gunther facing off has been one of the two best things in WWE right now. I'm more interested in this than I am in in Cody's match with Kevin Owens. I think this is where Gunther makes his bones as a world champion. I think he's going to kill the legend killer. I think he's going to absolutely destroy Randy Orton. And I'm down for it because Gunther to me is that guy's the future. He's like I said, the dude is a freaking supervillain. And Randy is the kind of guy like that can make he can make you look like $1 million.
Oh, of course.
So
yeah, who's better than Randy? Come on.
We gotta bring that segment back, man.
Who?
Dude, we gotta bring it. Who better than Randy Orton? We gotta bring that segment back, man.
I'm okay with it.
Yep. Yeah, maybe we'll do that next week, man. We'll do who's better than Randy Orton next week.
Gunther better than Randy Orton because he's gonna beat him.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm really interested. I'm really excited for this match, man, because I love Gunther, man.
And we were saying before that the Raw title was the participation trophy.
Yes.
And the way it's going is it feels like Cody Rhodes' title.
I'm gonna tell you what.
It's a participation trophy.
They put that belt on Gunther. I think Seth did as much as he could with that belt. Like I said, with the gimmick that he's got, I'm not a fan of his goofball gimmick. I think Damian Priest did pretty good. But I think Gunther, the way that they book, if they book Gunther as strong with that belt as they did with him with the Intercontinental title, that's going to really raise the stock on that belt. That's going to put some real legitimacy behind that title. And I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think they'll do that this year. Next year, I wish that when they did Survivor Series, it was brand versus brand. Remember when they did that?
Yep.
Dude, if they did that and we got Gunther versus Cody, or if Cody still got the belt at that time, or if Roman retakes it, or if The Rock takes it, and we get Gunther versus The Rock or Gunther versus Roman, dude, holy shit, that would be friggin' badass. But yeah, I'm really interested. I'm really excited for this match. And here's the thing. I'm not talking crap about Randy. I know a lot of people want Randy to get would it be 15 times?
He is 14-time champion.
He's 14 times. I know a lot of people want, like Scarlett wants Randy to be a 15-time world champion. I don't think Randy needs to be a 15-time world champion. I think that dude's already on the Mount Rushmore for a lot of people. But Randy is one of those guys that whoever if they want him to put somebody over, he's putting them over big. So I'm really excited for this match. And then obviously you got Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens. A lot of people think that Kevin Owens is going to turn heel. I don't think so. I honestly think with how over Roman is now that he's back, I think that we're going to slowly get a Cody Rhodes heel turn.
I hope so.
And I think by WrestleMania time next year, it's going to be Cody versus Roman again, but the roles are going to be reversed. And like you, I hope so, because I've said it before and I'll say it again. Cody's a great babyface, okay, but he's an unbelievably good heel. And like when he left WWE and he went to Ring of Honor and New Japan, that's when he became the American Nightmare. That's when he became the Cody Rhodes that everybody fell in love with. And like I said, people when they were booing him in AEW, they weren't trying to drive him away. They weren't trying to get him to quit. They were trying to turn him back into the American Nightmare.
Yep.
That's what they wanted. So, and I understand that he didn't want to do that at the time, but at this point, man, like the way that they've booked him, he needs to become the Nightmare again. So those are the matches that have been confirmed so far. I'm sure there's going to be a few more. At least 2 more going in. You got to have there's got to be a women's title defense somewhere. I mean, it can't be Liv because she's in the mixed tag match. So it would have to be what's her name? My brain just took a crap.
Nia Jax.
It'd have to be Nia Jax. It'd have to be Nia. So I think we'll get that. We'll at least get that, and it'd be nice if we got a tag team match. And obviously they're teasing New Day breaking up. I could see them doing a tag match with New Day versus who's got the tag belts right now?
JD McDonough.
JD McChicken Nugget and Finn Balor. Yeah, I could see them doing. Dude, I can't get over the size of that dude's head. he looks like a little person who's not little. Dude, look, no, seriously. I'm like, and I'm not trying to body shame or anything like that, but I'm just like,
yeah, you are,
dude. His melon is like twice the size it should be. And JD McDonough's he's actually really good in the ring. It's one of those things where it's like he looks so weird. But I think we'll get that. I think we'll get a tag match, and I think we'll get a women's title defense out of it. So we'll get at least 2 more matches. So, but it'll be interesting to see.
Now, what do you think about All In moving to Texas next year and Forbidden Door going to London?
London? I'm okay with it. I'm surprised that Forbidden Door is going to London before it goes to Japan.
Yeah.
I think if I'm New Japan, I'm like, hey, if you're gonna take that, because it went out of the country, it went to Canada.
Yep.
So Forbidden Door was at Canada. Now it's going to be in England. If I'm New Japan, I'm like, the next one is in Japan. Okay, like the next one has to be in Japan. It has to be the Tokyo Dome. And if it's at the Tokyo Dome, they'll sell out the Tokyo Dome because Wrestle Kingdom almost always sells out the Tokyo Dome.
Yeah, I'm just a little surprised that they took All In out of England. I thought they were going to keep that there, but then they're moving the dates too.
I'm not surprised they took it out of the stadium. It's going to be less and less people every year. But
that's not what they did it though. From what I understand, the reason why they took it out is because there's a conflict with Taylor Swift's.
Yeah, because they moved the date. They moved All In to July and Forbidden Door to August.
Yeah, they there's some kind of an issue with Taylor Swift's tour because she's going to be doing Wembley on the same time, and there's an issue with the way that they're going to do the setup for the seats and everything or something like that. So that's the main reason why they did that. I don't think Tony's afraid of doing a stadium show in England. I don't think he's worried about that. Even if they only sold 30,000, I don't think he cares. Because if that was the case, then they wouldn't be going back to Wembley in 2026.
Right.
So I don't think that's whether that's reasonable of him or if that's just him being narcissistic or if it's like this is what we think we can do. I don't think that's why they did it. From what I understand, that whole situation was because of that. Now the question I have is the show in Australia.
That's Grand Slam.
Yeah, Grand Slam in Australia. Dude, going to Australia is rough because you're basically flying to the other side of the freaking world.
Yeah,
and like I said, I can't. I know WWE just did a show in Australia, and I can't remember. And I know it was a success, but I can't remember how big the crowd was or anything like that. So, the question I'm more concerned. I would be more concerned about the show in Texas than Wembley again. The question is, can they sell out a stadium that size? Because that's the stadium they're going to do in because that stadium's in like 50K capacity too, isn't it?
Arlington,
yeah. Let me check your season. Arlington Stadium, Texas.
80,000.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, it's got like a freaking a capacity. Yeah, because it's got a massive capacity too.
80,000. Johnny said.
Yeah. So, and that's because it was rebuilt. Yeah, as the site was been redeveloped. Yep. So, I mean, the question is, are they going to be able to sell a crowd that big in the U.S.? Because the U.S. gets like part of the reason why they're able to sell the big crowds like that in other countries is because other countries don't get wrestling like we do. So that remains to be seen. Yeah. Anyway, guys, we went way over. Holy crap. But
anyway, a lot to talk about. Okay.
Yeah, we did. But anyway, guys, obviously next week we'll be talking about the
Brash in Berlin.
Brash in Berlin. Probably talk a little bit about what happens on Dynamite because there's obviously there's a couple of big announcements that are supposed to be coming from AEW soon, including their deal with Warner Discovery.
And Bryan Danielson is supposed to make an announcement about the title. Tomorrow. Yep,
Bryan Danielson is supposed to be deciding what he's going to be doing. But we'll be talking about all that next week. Well, I appreciate everyone who's here. Big Daddy, Garden Chaos, Leg Kick, Miss Scarlett, appreciate you being here. Miss Saren, Maldacito.
And we'll have to talk about All In or All Out because isn't that in 2 weeks?
That'll be in 2 weeks. So that'll be the week after next. So but we'll have to do like our predictions.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, appreciate you guys all being here. We will catch you guys next time. Bye.